Good evening, everybody. Wave Storm Tracking Team meteorologist Carson Meredith with you. We apologize for interrupting Sunday Night Football, but we do have a new tornado warning in effect just west of Metro Louisville. This new tornado warning, the first one of the night in our area, is for southern Harrison County as well as far northern Meade County. So this does not include Corydon. Here's Corydon. You're on the northern edge of this particular tornado warning that lasts until 9:45 this evening. We've been watching for the last 2 or 3 hours now these little pockets of rotation that have tried to develop within this band of severe storms as it's rolled through wave country. And up until this point, we had been doing okay. We had no tornado warnings. We've had a few reports of some trees down in Du Bois County earlier this evening. But now we're going to be keeping an eye on this rotation that's developed just within the last few minutes in northern Meade County. And understand, for football fans watching Sunday Night Football, we're going to have the broadcast of the game in that smaller box on the left side of the screen. You're going to be listening to our audio as we track this severe storm, this tornado warned storm. But we'll do our best to keep that game on the left side of the screen. We'll get back to it as soon as we can. But we have to focus on this dangerous storm that has just now crossed out of northern Meade County and is going to be moving into Harrison County basically as we speak. That rotation, it's been rather pronounced for the last 3 or 4 radar scans, last 10 minutes or so. But it looks like it's weakened just a little bit here in the last few minutes. This storm is moving very quickly off to the east at around 50 to 55 miles per hour. And the general track of this possible tornado would have it moving into the western parts of Louisville within the next 15 to 30 minutes. So as we put this storm track through Harrison County, this possible rotation will be towards Dogwood as we get towards 9:33 this evening. So about 13 minutes from now, near New Middletown by 9:37, Elizabeth by 9:44, and potentially getting closer to the Ohio River, I'd say by around 9:50 or 10 o'clock this evening. So again, this is a tornado warning, technically for northern Meade County, but this is primarily a Harrison County issue now. We'll go back to the regular radar view. And again, these rotations throughout the evening have been very brief. They only last for 3, 4, 5 minutes at a time, and then they go away. But even so, when those rotations develop, it won't take long, rather, to see a quick tornado potentially develop. So that's why we're going to have this tornado warning in place until 9:45 this evening. We also do have other severe thunderstorm warnings that I want to mention, including one that's also now just been issued for parts of the Louisville Metro. So this is a new warning just now coming out for the northern part of Jefferson County. This includes Prospect down towards Indian Hills, also southern Clark County, including Clarksville, Jeffersonville. This includes Floyd County, New Albany, the Knobs now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And any of these warnings that we're going to be tracking over the next few minutes, whether they're severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings, are mainly because we have these little pockets of rotation that continue to try to develop. This entire line of storms is capable of producing 40, 50, maybe even 60 mile per hour wind gusts. It's just going to be those little twists within the line of severe storms that could drop a quick, brief spin-up tornado. Let's zoom back in on that tornado warning that's now in effect for Harrison County primarily, and this goes until 9:45. So we'll zoom back in on that rotation. We haven't had any confirmed reports of tornado touchdowns tonight. Haven't had any reports of funnel clouds, but this rotation is still holding on as it continues to move through southern Harrison County. That rotation just passed New Amsterdam, I should say, in northern Meade County. This is south of Corydon. Dogwood, make sure you're heading to your safe place. Macedonia, you're under the tornado warning as well. Elizabeth, if you're out near the casino there in eastern Harrison County, make sure you're heading to your safe place too. We'll go back to the velocity and we'll look for that rotation to see if it's tightened up anymore. And you can still see right here where those greens and reds try to twist together on the velocity. That's where you could have a quick spin-up tornado develop rather quickly. That's why this tornado warning is in effect. It has crossed the Ohio River. It's past New Amsterdam. And I will say Meade County is now also clear from the tornado warning. So this is exclusively a Harrison County issue at this point. Dogwood, you're next in line to see this possible tornado. Macedonia, right now, given the eastward track of this possible tornado, it looks like the tornado potentially would miss you to the north, but you're still in the tornado polygon, so we encourage you to go to your safe place now. We have not received any reports of damage or any tornado touchdowns at this point, but do keep in mind it's the evening. It's dark. We don't have any sunlight anymore, so it might be difficult to get some of these reports over the next few minutes. We'll track this once again as it moves off to the east around 50 to 55 miles per hour. And again, I do expect this rotation to stay just to the south of Corden. And this could potentially move into western Jefferson County as we go through the next 15 to 20 minutes. So here's your updated storm track. Dogwood, this possible tornado will be near you at around 9:33. Current time right now is 9:24. We get towards Elizabeth with that possible tornado near 9:41. Valley Station near 9:50. And the St. Denis neighborhood there in western Jefferson County around 9:53. This is the only tornado warning we have on the board at this point. And again, that rotation, it's not too terribly strong, but it's been persistent for the better part of 10 or 15 minutes. So we can still have a quick tornado develop at any time. That's the only tornado warning we have at this point. We'll go back to the regular radar view, and I will point out that this line of thunderstorms continues to race its way across wave country. It'll be moving into the metro here in the next 10 to 15 minutes, especially the northern parts of Louisville. You also do note a severe thunderstorm warning for Jennings County, Indiana, for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That warning will be allowed to expire here in the next 5 to 6 minutes or so. So we're really going to spend a lot of time over the next 20 minutes focusing on the metro. We've got numerous severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings surrounding the metro at this hour, including that severe thunderstorm warning for the northern part of the metro. So southern Clark County, out towards Floyd County, northern Jefferson County too. In fact, there is a little rotation, looks like trying to develop near Georgetown, Indiana. So we'll take a look at that on the velocity too. Zoom in a little tighter so you can see that better. And again, we're going to be staying with you as long as we have tornado warnings in our coverage area. We have the game on the left side of your screen. As soon as all the tornado warnings drop, we'll get you right back to football, we promise. But for now, we have to focus on keeping everybody safe. So this possible rotation in Floyd County is not quite as strong as what we're seeing further to the south down in Harrison County. But nonetheless, even if we don't see a tornado or a brief spit up, it might be enough to cause 50, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts across Floyd County. So we'll be watching that rotation as well. Let's go back to that tornado warning in Harrison County in particular. Again, this warning is with us for another 19 minutes until 9:45. And again, even if you're not seeing the potential tornado, you're still seeing very strong wind, upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour. New tornado warning now in effect, and I would imagine it's for a circulation further to the south, in fact. So now we've got multiple circulations, multiple areas of rotation in the same general area. So this new tornado warning now includes Brandenburg. This is for northern Meade County. A new warning for the rest of southern Harrison County. So this does now include Laconia and also northern Hardin County. So if you're near West Point, if you're near Muldrow, you are now under a tornado warning. That's going to be with us also until about 9:45 this evening. This is for a possible tornado right over Brandenburg, in fact. So we'll check the velocities on this, and you can see where this rotation is. What you're looking for is those green or blue colors twisted or kind of wrapped around each other. That's where you have the highest rotation and the risk for at least a quick spin-up tornado. So we'll pan the map around and show you that rotation, quite honestly, looks to be just a little north of Brandenburg, right across the Ohio River, where you see those greens and blues right there. So this is going to be heading eastward towards Laconia. So we've got two circulations right now across southern Harrison County that could cause a quick spin-up tornado, one of which is further to the north, right here, just north of Central. And there's a second circulation that's developed just to the north of Brandenburg. This will be heading towards Laconia in the next few minutes. This northern rotation will be heading towards Macedonia and Elizabeth, I'd say over the next 15 or 20 minutes. So we've got two tornado warnings, north and south, for parts of Harrison County and northern Meade County. Both of those tornado warnings go until 9:45. As we continue to watch these storms trek eastward, we're looking to see if we're getting any damage reports. Not seeing anything just yet. But I still want to stay here for a few more minutes, obviously, to watch these possible tornadoes, because if they can hold their strength, they're going to be moving into the metro in the next 20 minutes. This particular tornado warning is moving east at about 55 miles per hour. So this is a pretty fast-moving storm. Laconia, you need to get to your safe place now. This possible tornado will be right on top of you in about 5 or 6 minutes by 9:34. We get towards Buena Vista in southern Harrison County by 9:45. Fishtown as we get towards 9:52. I think both of these potential tornadoes will be crossing the Ohio River into western parts of Jefferson County as we get towards 9:45 or 9:50. So if you are in the western parts of Louisville, you need to be on standby for a potential tornado warning should these two pockets of rotation continue to maintain their strength over the next 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll go back to the home view and then we'll go back to the regular radar. And again, all the warnings at this point, by and large, are surrounding the city of Louisville. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings for Clark County and Floyd County, and we have this pair of tornado warnings that includes Harrison and Meade County. We should mention that these storms will be moving through Louisville around 9:45, 10 o'clock. If you're down towards E-Town, Bardstown, Lebanon, Campbellsville, Columbia, you're not going to be seeing any of these showers and storms until closer to 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock tonight. And we do expect these storms to continue to weaken over the next couple of hours. The later into the night we go, the less instability, the less storm fuel we have to work with for these storms to feed on. Having said that, this time of year especially, you don't need a lot of storm fuel to have severe weather. And we've got plenty of storm energy or wind energy to work with for these storms to produce not only damaging wind gusts, but also those brief spin-ups. So these two tornado warnings, back to back, north and south for parts of Harrison and Meade County, continue until 9:45. I do want to mention also this southern warning includes that far northern tip of Hardin County. So this includes Fort Knox, this includes West Point, this includes Muldrow. This is not an issue just yet for E-Town, for Radcliffe, not an issue yet for Bullitt County either. So let's zoom back in tighter on those two possible tornadoes that we're tracking just to the west of downtown Louisville. We'll zoom in on southern Harrison County as well as northern Meade County. And you see these little hooks within the line right here, just west of Laconia. See how that line of storms tries to hook or stick out just a little bit. That's where you can have that rotation develop rather quickly. So we'll go back to the velocity, and I would imagine that rotation is still there, and it most certainly is. Where you see those bright blues and darker greens right there, just outside of Laconia, that's where we have persistent rotation. This could be a quick tornado developing in southern Harrison County here over the next couple of minutes. Now, the northern storm to the north of Laconia, closer to the central community just west of Elizabeth, that rotation has weakened just a little bit. So it looks as if this southern rotation near Laconia may be starting to become the more dominant rotation that we'll have to keep an eye on over the next several minutes. Still have not received any reports of damage at this point. These are the only warnings we have in wave country or surrounding the metro. These two tornado warnings, as well as a severe thunderstorm warning further to the north. So we're going to pan the map a little further to the east because I do want to track that southern rotation in particular, as it looks like it could be on track to move into, let's say, parts of Bullitt County, northern Hardin County under that tornado warning as well. And again, this is all moving eastward at about 55 miles per hour. So we'll do another storm track here, and we'll keep watching this as it continues to slide eastward. Again, we apologize for interrupting Sunday Night Football. We understand it's a big game. Many of you folks are tuning in to watch, but as long as there is a tornado warning in our coverage area, we will be staying on the air here. We'll keep the game on the left side of your screen, and as soon as these tornado warnings expire, we'll get you right back to the game. Here's the latest storm track on this particular tornado warning in southern Harrison County. Also includes northern Hardin and northern Meade County. Buena Vista, you could be seeing this possible tornado in about the next 10 minutes, closer to 9:44, towards Fishtown by 9:51. And when we look at potential impacts here in the metro from this particular rotation, it would be more of a problem for southwestern Jefferson County. Let's say Dixie Highway south of the Snyder, Valley Station, Cosmosdale. Those particular areas in the metro where we'll be keeping an eye on this possible rotation to move through over the next 15 to 20 minutes. That would also be a problem for northern Bullitt County. Northern Hardin County, of course, already under that tornado warning at this hour. So again, two tornado warnings, one further to the north in central Harrison County that includes Elizabeth. The southern tornado warning appears to be the stronger storm at this point, where you see the brighter blues and the darker greens. That's where that rotation is still holding its own. It's been there for about the last 15 minutes or so. We'll circle that rotation a little tighter, and you can see it's right over Laconia. Now, I will say we have not seen any reports of damage coming in just yet. We still have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings just to the north of these tornado warnings too. So we'll go back and zoom in on those as well. First, we'll go to the regular radar, and then we'll take you to the full home view. And you see a new severe thunderstorm warning now being issued for the rest of the Louisville metro. So we may be getting into a situation now where the tornado threat could be dropping just a bit, and we're focusing now more on just those straight line damaging wind gusts. Nonetheless, let's look at the new information on this severe thunderstorm warning, because it now does include a significant portion of the metro. So this is for much of Jefferson County, the northern half of Bullitt County, including Shepherdsville and Hillview, as well as parts of Hardin and Meade County, and Harrison County, Indiana, as well as Floyd County, Indiana. So basically, this larger severe thunderstorm warning now covers most of the metro and surrounding areas until 10 o'clock tonight for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and still that chance for a quick spin-up tornado. Again, we haven't had any reports of a spin-up tornado anywhere tonight, nor have we had any reports with these particular tornado warnings. So we may be seeing those tornado warnings expire here in about 10 minutes and will be replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning instead. We're getting reports now of some tree limbs down near Fordsville, Kentucky. Also a few small branches down in Indian Hills here in the metro. And keep in mind, that would not be from thunderstorms necessarily. That would just be from the strong winds that have been with us all day long. We've seen those gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour throughout the day, but with this line of thunderstorms rolling through, we will see those gusts get closer to 50 or 60 miles per hour, and we still have that risk, at least for a quick spin-up tornado or two. So now we go back to the velocity. I'm going to zoom things out. In fact, let's just go to the home view, and then we'll kind of reset, get our bearing straight on these two tornado warnings. In fact, it looks as though one of those tornado warnings has been shrunk down just a little bit. So we'll zoom back in on southern Harrison County, northern Meade County, as well as northern Hardin County. And that rotation is still there. It's crossed past Laconia, and it's getting pretty close now to Macedonia. These are small communities there in southern Harrison County. And I'm not seeing quite as strong of a rotation signature as we had earlier. Again, what you want to look for are those brighter blues, those darker greens, kind of twisted around with those redder colors. That's where you're getting some of that rotation. And we're getting a really good view of any possible rotation because the radar is at Fort Knox. So this is maybe 5 or 7 miles away from the radar. And that rotation, it's not quite as strong as it was when we looked at the radar scans just a few minutes ago. I see out of the corner of my eye, control room, if we could take that New Albany SkyTrack camera full for just a brief moment. It is absolutely pouring in New Albany, and that wind is howling. There you go. This is what you're going to be seeing, folks, here in the metro in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Even if you don't see a spin-up tornado, you're going to see those intense wind gusts, upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour. That would be enough to potentially cause a few power outages and obviously reduce those visibilities if you're going to be out and about. So that's why the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for the metro till about 10 o'clock this evening. But we also got these tornado warnings, so you can come back to us here in the studio. Thank you. And we still have that rotation between Laconia and Macedonia and Harrison County. This will keep pushing eastward into the southern parts of the metro, the southern parts of Jefferson County. PRP, Valley Station, keep an eye on this. Down Dixie Highway towards West Point. We're out to keep an eye on this too. Notice that tornado warning is being trimmed back. Meade County is now in the clear from this tornado warning. Brandenburg, you can come out of your safe place. West Point, you're still under that tornado warning in far, far northern Hardin County. So we want you to stay in your safe place as well over the next few minutes, over the next 7 minutes. In fact, that's how long this tornado warning is still with us. So again, if you're just now joining us, we apologize for interrupting the football game, but we do have a tornado warning in effect for parts of Harrison County, as well as extreme northern Hardin County. That'll be with us until 9:45. If we're able to get rid of these warnings at 9:45, we'll get you right back to football. But until then, we're going to keep tracking these storms because they are moving into the metro rather quickly. Upwards of 50, 55 miles per hour, in fact. So there's that rotation. I've got it circled for you just west of Macedonia. And we'll track this further to the east as it treks through southern Jefferson County. So if you're in Valley Station, you're going to be feeling that 50, 60 mile per hour wind gust, as well as perhaps a brief tornado in the next 10 minutes, closer to 9:49. Fairdale, 9:57. Get towards Okolona just after 10 o'clock. McNeely Lake by 10:07 this evening. We're waiting to see if the Weather Service is going to extend this tornado warning further into the metro. Not seeing that at this point. We've got the severe thunderstorm warning, though, and that's going to be with us until 10 o'clock this evening. So for another 21 minutes or so. You can see the leading edge of that heavy rain now moving into West Louisville, moving into Interstate 62, 64, near Shively, up towards California, Portland, down towards PRP, Valley Station. You'll be getting in on that heavy rain and wind in a matter of minutes. We're just waiting to see if we have any of that rotation that tries to redevelop here in the next 5 to 10 minutes to see if we have to have that tornado warning extended further. Let's see. We've had some strong intermittent gusts with this storm a couple miles northeast of New Middletown, but not necessarily seeing damage reports. Lights didn't flicker. So we haven't had still any reports of tornadoes on the ground. We haven't had reports of funnel clouds, nothing like that. And obviously it's the middle of the night, but also we do not have a ton of lightning with these storms as they roll in. These are more than anything else just blustery showers that have rolled through wave country for most of this evening. So again, to reset, tornado warning continues for eastern Harrison County, right along the Ohio River. This does not include Corydon. This does not include Lanesville, as well as far, far, far northern Hardin County. This is for West Point only. Is this tornado warning in Hardin County. If you're down towards Radcliffe, if you're down towards Muldrow, if you're down towards E-Town, no tornado warning, not even a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. But we do still have that severe thunderstorm warning for much of Jefferson County, the northern half of Bullitt County, as well as northern Hardin County as well. Ryan Hoke has joined us here in the studio on this Sunday night. I think Ryan's about ready to go. Ryan, it's been a bit of an active night, and you know what didn't help us earlier today was that sunshine, because that gave us a lot more storm fuel, and that means these storms are still going this evening.
Yeah, that sunshine helped get us into the 70s this afternoon. That storm fuel, a real problem for us here. That's why we had the alert day issued. That's why we've got tornado warnings. I want to give you a look at the big board right now just to show you what all is going on. 2 active tornado warnings right now. And of course, you'll see multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in our region as well. The power outage numbers continue to not be super crazy impressive, which is a good thing for tonight. But you'll notice a few of our counties lighting up there with about a 1% power outage from areas a little closer to North Vernon there in Jennings County this evening on down to Breckenridge and, of course, Perry counties as well. So we have not seen a whole lot of reports of big bad damage from these storms, which is fantastic news. But nonetheless, we could very well, pick up at least a couple more damage reports tonight. There is one new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. This is Breckenridge, Bullitt, Hardin, Meade counties. As always here with most of these warnings tonight, it has that particular tornado possible tag on it, meaning that we don't have enough evidence to yet say that a tornado warning is needed for this, but at any point, one of these little whirligig spin-ups could try to form on the forward flank of this line as it moves through areas closer to E-Town, Flaherty, Radcliffe. Again, this is until 10:15 p.m. This is a pretty beefy warning when it comes to population, about 66,000 people involved with this fresh severe thunderstorm warning here. Hail, of course, not as big of an issue this evening, thank goodness. It's mainly the wind and the small tornado threat that we're concerned with here. So we'll continue to monitor this line down to the south, Carson, if you guys want to give an update, of course, to what's going on here in Louisville.
Yeah, we still got the severe thunderstorm warning, Ryan, for the metro until 10 o'clock. That new severe thunderstorm warning that Ryan was talking about, by the way, further south, that does now include, I believe, E-Town as well as Radcliffe. So you folks are now under that severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, it's basically the northern half of Hardin County. So we're still waiting to see if the Weather Service is going to extend these tornado warnings into the western parts of Louisville. We have not gotten that word just yet. If we do not have these tornado warnings extended into the city of Louisville, we will get you back to Sunday Night Football, but we will continue our severe weather coverage on Wave Weather Now and on all of our social media platforms through this evening until these severe storms completely clear our area. Let's double check the velocities on these tornado warned storms in eastern Harrison County, and it's very noisy. Earlier, when we came on the air about 20 minutes ago, we had some pretty strong indications of rotation over parts of northern Meade County near New Amsterdam, and also about 10 minutes ago near Laconia. We don't see that anymore. Nonetheless, as much wind energy as we have to work with these storms tonight, it wouldn't take much and it wouldn't take long for any rotation to redevelop once again. But nonetheless, that tornado warning set to expire here in about a minute. And once we get the word that the Weather Service is letting these warnings go, we'll go back to football. Hopefully these warnings aren't extended further to the east. But we still have severe thunderstorm warnings blanketing basically the entire I-65 corridor. This includes Clark County, Indiana. This obviously includes the city of Louisville. We can now hear that heavy rain and wind arriving at our station here in downtown Louisville. That warning for us here in Jefferson County goes until 10 o'clock tonight. Notice that severe thunderstorm warning also includes southern Clark County, stretching further south into western Bullitt County, Shepherdsville, Hillview. You folks are under the warning. Basically along and west of I-65 is where we have these severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. All right, so it's 9:45. The tornado warnings, at least for now, have been allowed to expire. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings for Jefferson, Bullitt, Hardin, Meade, and Harrison counties, also Floyd County, that goes until about 10 or 10:15. The northern warning for the city of Louisville expires at 10 p.m. tonight. The southern warning for Meade, Hardin counties goes until about 10:15. We have not heard one way or the other as to what we're going to do with these tornado warnings at this point. I see we're in commercial break with the football game, so we'll sit tight here for another minute or so. No damage reports so far other than perhaps a few trees down. We have quite a few trees down, actually, in Jasper, out in Du Bois County, earlier this evening as these storms initially moved into wave country. Now, as far as the rest of the night is concerned, obviously we still have that chance for these severe wind gusts from time to time, and we will still carry that risk for brief spin-up tornadoes through about midnight tonight. That's how long our wave weather alert day is in place. The bigger story, though, once this thunderstorm activity gets out of wave country, is going to be that bitterly cold air moving in. When you wake up Monday morning, those temperatures will be in the 20s, and it's going to feel more like the teens and single digits instead. Ryan, what you got?
Yeah, I'm just turned on the radar here for the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, and I can animate this here and show you that the radar is trying to pick up 70-mile-per-hour winds, now moving into Meadow Lawn. This is just north and east of West Point, crossing Dixie Highway just south of Valley Station here. We'll keep an eye on that. Right now, the National Weather Service does not appear that they're going to elect to issue a downstream tornado warning on this. They would have done so by now. We haven't heard from them one way or another. So, Carson, I think now is probably a good time to toss it back to football.
Yeah, I do want to mention there's still a couple areas that they are watching for very weak rotation. We did just get a report before we go. Highway 31 in Clark County at Brownstown Road, rather, a large tree is blocking Highway 31. So these are the kind of wind gusts that we're going to be dealing with tonight that could cause trees to go down. Highway 31 at Brownstown Road in Clark County, a large tree causing a few power poles to bend and also blocking Highway 31. Again, we will continue our severe weather coverage on Wave Weather Now, Louisville's only 24/7 weather live stream. We've been streaming there since 7 o'clock tonight. We'll keep streaming there as we go through the rest of this evening. And should there be any new tornado warnings issued in our coverage area, we will come back on the air on Wave with continued severe weather coverage. For now, I'm meteorologist Carson Meredith. For meteorologist Ryan Hoke, we'll send you back to Sunday Night Football.